Good morning, guys. My name is Vita, and this is Hippie Hub. And look at this beautiful blue sky today. It happens to be a Valentine's Day today, of the day that I'm filming. And I completely changed my mind about the topic that I was going to use for this video. Yesterday, I sat down and I had this whole theme of a conversation and what I wanted to share. And I had a massive blooper with my microphone. I didn't set it up properly, so the whole video had to be thrown out because you literally couldn't hear me. So today, I had no choice but make another video, and it happened to be Valentine's Day. So I figured I will completely change the theme and what I'm going to talk about. So this week I didn't want to sew. I just felt like I was doing so much lately. There's been so much going on. And I needed a little break. I needed to change things up for this week. And yeah, and today is such a gorgeous day. The temperature dropped to -6 here in Ontario, and the whole winter has been so wild, so mild. So this is a very, very fun, cold day. But it's sunny and it feels really nice. I just dropped the kids to school and walking home and enjoying this nice walk. I love these walks. I don't drive kids to school. We don't take a bus, we walk. It's about 10 minutes walk. And we love that. We always have little nice chats on the way. It's a good way to get a little exercise and breathe and feel fresh for the day. So, since today's Valentine's Day and we have a long weekend in Canada, and on Monday, when the video will be posted, it will be Family Day, Canadian Family Day. So we have a public holiday here that is called a Family Day. So we are excited and looking forward to some family adventures and looking forward to spending some nice weekend together. And we have a few little plans, and I think it's gonna be fun. And I figured I'm gonna film as I'm walking for now before I head home, because it is just super nice today outside. That sky, the sun, it is total madness. Get some sunshine on my face. Just soak in that vitamin D. That is so good. You know, this winter has been quite mild but very gloomy. We didn't have a lot of sunny days, so it really started to feel kind of like miserable deep down. So every time the sun comes out, I literally face the sun and I soak it in. So since today is like Valentine's Day and a family day and all this whole weekend, I wanted to talk about self-care and doing things that are important for ourselves sometimes. And you know, Valentine's Day, I really never make a big deal out of it. I remember it just being as a little fun kids celebration, like sharing little hearts in school with your classmates, and you know, but never really made a big deal on dating aspect. And my husband and I, we had our 10-year anniversary last week. And when we met and when we started dating right before Valentine's Day, we were like, it's Valentine's Day next week. It's like we didn't even want to be like public yet. So we were kind of like dating secretly a little bit. And so we decided that we're not even going to celebrate Valentine's Day. We're not going to put that pressure on ourselves, because it's just like, you know, like I was saying, we're a little weird. Like, you know, we never want to do a wedding or this like traditional classic expectations with corporate celebrations. You know, it's nice to mention things, but I don't think there's a need to really go out of your way, like with massive balloons and thousands of flowers. It feels forced sometimes. When romantic things happens on the go, on the way, that's nice, but too much pressure is not good. So yeah, so today, I mean, it's Wednesday, so my husband's at work, my kids in school now. They're looking forward to their adventures, swapping little cards, mentioning Valentine's Day and entertainment. And for me, it's a filming day, so I decided to put a little thought into taking care of yourself and doing some things that you love and little things that make you happy. And yeah, and I'm going to share a few things that lately are my favorite things for self-care, and the things that I love and the things that make me feel good, in regards of loving yourself. Loving yourself is it's a very wide topic. I feel like everybody's idea of loving yourself is a little bit different. As some people like to tell themselves, oh, today, because I love myself, I'll just quit everything and I'll just, be lazy, allow myself to rest, is one way of thinking. Sometimes you do need to quit everything for a day and you need to rest, but it's a fine line of how often you allow yourself to do that, right? For me, I come from a background of a little bit of a tough love. You have to just get your stuff done. And you know what? It works for me because I feel like in a I feel good when I take care of the things that I want to take care of, the things that are like my goals, my achievements, my plans. I feel like this is a way of loving myself. I also love to make sure I do a little exercise. I make sure I take care of my skin well. I make sure I eat well. I don't love the idea of having self-love of like binging on box of chocolates or a box of donuts. To me, that is not self-care or self-love. Um, I don't find pleasure in that. Once in a while, a little naughty treat is okay, but that's not something that satisfies me in long term. It's a very short term kind of pleasure with long term bad consequences. So for me, it is never self love and self care to eat something that is not healthy. So that's one of the reasons also that Valentine's Day can be a little overrated, just buying chocolates. Like if my husband brought me like a box of donuts and gifted it to me, I would not understand this gift. I was like, are you kidding me? You want to poison me? So you see different things for different people. Yeah, but this sunshine feels like love. Mm-mm-mm. So good. So good. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to walk home. I'm going to do some yoga. I am going to do a little free flow. I'm going to set my body, going to activate those muscles, a mindset. I am going to share and talk about a few things that I love lately, like for my skincare and how I cooked my own skincare, and a few little random things that lately bring me small little happiness. And yeah, so that will be more of a kind of vlog video today. Uh, I don't know, just because I felt like it. And I guess I have like the freedom to decide, since it's this channel is supposed to be kind of like I'm the boss. I'm my own boss, so I do what I want. Yeah, why not? Okay, see you in a minute. Well, this was nice. I feel my body warm and just like relaxed, and like I had a spa day and little things like that. It's just so good. And we need to remember to do this kind of stuff. And we can't forget or procrastinate because it adds up. It can accumulate to long-term negative effects if we skip it. And if we don't skip it, if we do self-care, healthy self-care, it will accumulate and into long-term good side effects, right? Long-term achievements, long-term consequences, good or bad. You decide in the moment. That's why I'd prefer not to choose short-term happiness like eating donuts and a box of chocolate, and instead do something good for myself, because that will last me a lot longer than just a moment of sugar rush. Yeah. And I love my plants. These are the things that make me so happy, and the sun is so strong. And this is my plant crush, the Chinese money tree, the Pilea, UFO plant, however way you want to call it. I love it because it has like never-ending little babies growing. And I have a few more here on the side that is super cute. And I love, oops, almost fell down. I love this plant. This one makes me so happy. It's like a butterfly plant. It closes at night and it opens in the daytime. Also, let me switch the camera. These I love. These are one of my favorites. And I'm drying up some roses. I had some roses and I decided to dry them up to just enjoy them a little longer. This is a sigh of feeling good. Okay, let me share something else with you that I love. Okay, so another thing I really love is, you might have already seen some of the videos that I posted before, is about skincare and natural clean skincare. And I'm a huge fan of that. I don't use anymore any of those commercial chemical based creams and masks and all that stuff. I use natural things, and that's one of my favorite skincares, because your skin absorbs all of that, the good and the bad. So it's not just about the outside of the skin, and the visual aspect of that is feeling healthy, because the skin will absorb the nutrients into your bloodstream as much as it will absorb the chemicals into your bloodstream that you don't need at all. There are already many things that we don't have much control of that are around us, and not absolutely everything is ideal, even like the food that we buy in grocery stores. So if I can have more control of things, and when I do, I always will want to choose more natural options. Okay, so one of my favorite things recently that's actually cured my skin. So now let me just tell you that my whole life, since I was a teenager, my skin was very problematic. I had acne, breakouts, my skin was red, and I still have a little bit more pink tone to my skin sometimes. And I have large pores, and they would get super clogged up and didn't feel nice, didn't look good. So I used to I went through a phase of covering it up with makeup. I went through a phase of using a lot of harsh, like chemical-based cleansers, destroying my natural skin, like moisturizing abilities. And recently, I discovered, maybe over a year now, I met this beautiful woman who sells tallow creams. Now, tallow is cow fat, and she makes creams out of that, and I bought one of her creams to try it, and I was in love. And I use it on my face, I use it on my hands, on my elbows, on my feet. To be honest, I use it all over the body too if I have bigger amount, but I also make my own now. So the one that I make, I put it like all over my body, and the one that I buy from her, I use it for like special areas like the face, hands, elbows, because it's very well scented. Also, her tallow is organic and grass-fed beef fat, and I know it's a top quality, and that's what she does. She specializes in that, and it's like top quality everything. So this is her product. It is like my favorite thing that happened to my skin for a long time. Let me show you how it looks on the inside. The smell is amazing. It looks almost like yogurt or butter. And if you take a tiny little bit and you just rub it on your skin, it absorbs. It's greasy, but that kind of grease, it gets absorbed by your skin and it doesn't linger around. You know, I also had a phase of using coconut oil all over my skin or shea butter, and it was okay, but it didn't do the magic what tallow did for me. That fat used to kind of just linger around my skin like a grease layer, and it just would have to eventually like get wiped away with like my clothes. It wouldn't fully like sink in. Whether this tallow cream, it's greasy at first, but then it actually gets absorbed into your skin, and it's so high in nutrients. It is like, look it up, like seriously, this is one of the best things ever. So this is the one that I made. Yeah, now this one has a different types of animal fats mixed in from my cooking. So for example, when I cook beef, bony like chunks of beef, when I make a stew, I put it in a hot pot and then I stew it, and then I put it in the fridge, and then on the top you'll get that white layer of fat. So I remove that chunk of fat and I store it in my fridge for later. And then the stew and the soup is in the bottom. That's where all the collagen ends up. And that's what we eat. But then the white tallow, I save it, and I done the same thing with lamb. And I even saved a little bit of lard, the pork fat. And then I rendered it. The rendering process is pretty simple. There's a few ways of doing it, but what I did, I tossed all that fat into the water with salt, and I boiled it. And then I cooled it again, and when you lift up that fat from the top, the bottom part has like this residues, and then you scrape it away because the salt pulls all the impurities from the fat. And then you do that a couple of times until your tallow is completely white and has no more smell left of like the meat and the soup smell. And I mean, I take that fat away before I flavor my soup, so it's just the fat. And then I cook that fat with like bay leaves, flowers, herbs to add a lot of like benefits to your skin. And then when it's cooled, I add essential oils and I whip it. And then you end up with this beautiful cream. I didn't even show the texture. So here, this is, and the reason is yellow because I also added yellow shea butter. I did this whole fusion. I like to experiment. Right here. So here it is, and it gets absorbed by skin so nicely, especially in winter in Ontario when the heaters get turned on and the weather becomes cold. Your skin becomes more dry. And before, like if I used to put like bought creams, it soothes the skin in the moment, but really soon after that, like the skin is like crying for more. But with this, like the skin literally gets cured. My husband used it on his hands because his hands got really dry, and it was amazing. He said the skin literally healed, and it lasts that effect, and the skin becomes healthy. And then you need to use it, but it doesn't feel like you desperately need to use it all the time. Like, I use these creams on my face every day. Like, it's pretty much the only thing that I use now. I wash my face with also a clean tallow soap, and I use like a little natural loofah to scrub, and then I will put one of these creams, and I'll rotate. One time I'll use one, and then the other time I'll use the other one, and that's all I do. I do that at nighttime, and I do it in the morning time, and my skin feels so good. It feels healed. It doesn't feel like I'm covering it up. And my goal is to have a clean, glowing skin that I don't feel like I have to cover it up with makeup. And don't get me wrong, once in a while when we go out, I'll put a little bit of light makeup on for fun, you know, but every day I don't like to put that stuff on my skin. I like to be clean and healthy. So yeah, look into that. Oh my God, it's a game changer. The more natural things I use for myself, the better I feel, and like the less problems I have with a lot of things. So let's be healthy. Let's use this self-care, self-love with a priority of enhancing our health and well-being from deep inside, with a long-term good consequences, rather than doing something like eating a box of donuts or chocolates that one day because it's Valentine's Day. Who even decided that self-love is to eat a box of chocolates and donuts? Like why would you do that to someone? Like, if my husband came home and he brought me like a box of like candies for Valentine's Day for me, I would look at him and be like, is there something wrong with you? Don't you know me? Like, hello? Like, you're trying to poison me? What's wrong with you? Okay, but that's just me, okay? So if you love your box of chocolates, that's all good. I'm just saying, you know, there are a lot of good ways to love yourself, clean ways. Okay, so let me show you a little process of mixing and mushing and whipping this cream of mine. One tiny thing. So I have a funny story. This is the kind of random stuff I come up with. So we were at our friend's house, and I was sipping a little bit of red wine and I splashed on my top. I was wearing just a simple white t-shirt, and I splashed red wine on it, and I was like, no. and everyone's like, go wash it now, go wash it now. And then I looked at the stain and it looked like it was a little heart exclamation mark. It was really funny. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna stop wiping because I'm just gonna destroy the textile. I'm like, I'm gonna come up with some better ways to turn this into something else. So I did. Okay, so that was, I don't think I took a photo of the actual stain, but I took a little mini video of what I did to the top. So I'm gonna share this. This is totally random, but this is the kind of random things that I love to do, okay? And it's about favorite things, this video, right? So look at this top. This was white. And now it's randomly yellowy, pinky tie-dye. So what I did, I came home with it and I was like, I want to do something. And I was like, you know, I'd done tie-dyes, but I wanted to experiment with like natural products coloring. So I tossed one of my rose petals all over it to kind of patch up that stain. I wonder if it's still visible somewhere. It was somewhere right in the center. I can't see it anymore, so it means it worked. And then I sprinkled turmeric powder all over it. Then I folded it and rolled it up, and I put it in a boiling water, and I let it sit there, and then I dried it up and I washed it, and look at that. It's a natural tie-dye. I mean, did I do the most amazing job? Like, I don't know. It's just... But it was a fun experiment. And seriously, like if you need a yellow textile coloring ever, turmeric is like so awesome. And I know you can use so many natural products for coloring, like purple cabbage, onion, flowers, turmeric, I think green tea too, black tea. Anyway, the options are endless, and this is not something I'm professional about, but it's just ideas of how many fun things you can come up with no cost at all. So yeah, and I turned my top into like a funky everyday t-shirt, and I'm sure I can always like color it more, or maybe I can toss the whole thing and just turn it yellow, like with just turmeric everywhere, because the back side has like a little bit paler bits on the top, but the front looks fine. Anyway, just saying. Okay, ciao, bye. Final story I'm gonna share, since it's Valentine's Day, and last week we had a 10-year anniversary with my husband, and I know I was saying we don't make a big deal out of Valentine's Day, and it was really funny because I kept saying that. I made a little story post on my Instagram account using the same outing video from last week, saying since we don't make a deal out of Valentine's Day, I'll recycle this video just for fun. And as I said that, my husband walks in through the door. He comes home early, and he brings me this beautiful bouquet of flowers. Some sort of like 10-year anniversary resolutions, which is really nice. I'm pleased. I'm not like a huge surprise junkie. Sometimes like big surprises can throw me off, so I'm not like a fan. But it's actually been nice that he's been showing all this attention. Also, in my one of my latest videos, when I was sharing my thrift outfits, I have just been joking around and playing around, and I was saying, hello, husband, I want to go out on a date right now. Oh my gosh. Husband, can you take me out on a date, please, right now? I want to go. because I know he listens to my videos, so I'm doing this on purpose. I want to go on a date. Hello. Right now, right now, right now. And I was totally winging it. That was not intentional hint throwing. I was literally just throwing jokes. And and so my husband, after the video got posted, he called me. I think it was like Monday or Tuesday, beginning of the week. He called me. He said, "Hey, by the way, so you know how I've been going on about wanting to go out on a date. So I booked babysitters for Friday night so we can go out." I was in shock. I was like, "What? This week? But we have this other things happening on Saturday. We're gonna be tired. How are we gonna do this? Da 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 da." And he's like, "Well, you can't complain that I don't organize stuff like so." I did, and I was like, "Okay." Anyway, so we went out on a Friday night, and it was super fun. We went out to salsa club, and I'll share a little clip on that. So my little joking around got me an actual date, a night out. So yeah, well, it's fun, you know. You live and entertain yourself. Sometimes you have to make a tiny little small efforts to have fun in life. I mean, what is life if you can't have fun in between all the things that you do, all the responsibilities that you have? All right, so this will be the last little bit. I will love you and leave you. Love and peace. Stay creative. Keep caring for yourself and your family and the people you love. And like and subscribe. And have a lovely week. And see you on Monday next week. Bye. I've been dreaming, friendly faces. I got so much time to kill. Just imagine people laughing. I know someday we will. And even if it's far away, give me through another day. Go with me in sunshine, shower me with good time. Tell me that the world's been spinning since the beginning, and everything will be alright. Go with me in sunshine. From a distance, all these mountains are just some tiny hills. Wildflowers, they keep living while they just standing still. I'll be missing yesterday, but what if there's a better place? Cover me in sunshine, shower me with good time. Tell me where the world's been spinning since the beginning, and everything will be alright. Cover me in sunshine.